Ariba, you have a very you have an experience which is very diverse from our experience. You live in a world where you're not only dealing with conflict between countries, but conflict within a person's mind, inside himself, inside his family, inside his friends. So, what has been your experience? How do you think there can be more oneness in the world?
Hmm. See, first, thank you for having me here. If we understand about art, it's already one. Okay? It's just from the superficial layer, from the physical world. When we view it, then we see many varieties. But deep down, if you realize, Tarun, that it is a one thing which is expressing through our vessels. And we are just vessels. So that's why when the question comes that what about the US and India thing, every artist worldwide in any country, whether it is US, Israel, India, everywhere, artists are always together. That's why we have been watching people from all over the world in our country. And we go there for art, right? We are always united. But somewhere, because of the policies and the politics, we might think for some time that we are separated. And the oneness you talk about, it's already there because um, there is difference there. One is the way we think that uniformity should be there, and that is, I think, a lack of literal sense because you cannot have entire way oneness. Then there shouldn't be there will not be anything, right? So the art we should have the way he said we should have films like that or we should have art like that which does not flatten the difference because then only we can do the cultural exchange. If there is no difference in our art, as he said, that people from Hollywood will not know us, but we might know, because we have certainly invested somehow. I feel, Tarun, that West has contaminated our art. Yeah. And there is nothing wrong with the Western art. It has its own beauty, right? But our culture, Eastern philosophy, Eastern art, it has always been there from very, very long ancient times. And West has always come to explore that part. So it is the era we are facing at this moment, the new age of Bollywood. It's not a art. I'm sorry, whoever is here. Even I'm from that background. Before I became this, I was a model. I had a agency and I used to do fashion cover. I was a producer. Okay. So what I figured out that our people certainly we have gone little far from our roots. And because of capitalism, we have infected our art. Everything has become like a soft porn. It's not art. We could have done wonderful work, and yet I think there are some filmmakers, poets, um, people who painters from every kind of artisan I'm talking about who may be not very rich and may not have investors. But artists should know this that even if he doesn't have an investor, but if his vision, if he is revealing something meaningful, because art is about meaning, art is not about, um, it is not to be seen from the eyes of capitalism. I was recently asked a question, Tarun, which touched me very much. Why artists are very poor? So,
Since we were discussing this yesterday.
yeah, so I looked at the man. He was very near and dear to me. But of course, we can have differences in our families everywhere because that is how it should be. So I said, it's a very beautiful question because if we see from the poor capitalist lenses, then artist is always poor because for him, for that mindset, everything is weighted the by the money, by the cash in hand. So that is how it is. I answered him that I think you don't know anything about art. Because somebody who is talking like that, that person does not know what is art is about, right? So this is the mindset which has infected our culture in any aspect you go. It's all about we are leaving the human touch, the faith. We when we were kids, we used to hear story that there was a trust, faith in each other, right? So we are somewhere leaving that part, and it's all coming from we exchange as a society only from a financial glasses that whether there is money so I can make something or otherwise this art is not a art, right? And on tariff part, do you think I'll come direct because my philosophy is not a very optimistic philosophy. I am a little bit pessimistic and I stay away from that large entourage thing where you become grand in the life. Okay? I'm not that. If if we feel that a leader, um, this is the statement about the tariff, it has somewhere, if we acknowledge it has harmed, this kind of statement has harmed our sentiments, it has hurt us in all the ways. And it's not a great statement. Yeah, it is not a great statement. And definitely it is going to harm from all the aspects, even if you understand, artists have always suffered because they are vessel of the intrinsic side also, and they are somewhere to represent their art. They are suffering because the cash thing is always less, right? So tariff way, we all must stand. We must discuss. We must debate about the policies. Throw Trump out. And we must throw not only Trump out, anybody who's a sociopath and coming again from the narcissistic door, because we must show the doors that you can go back, because it has history is repeating. It has nature has no moral ground. Okay, it just wants to flow through you, and the this kind of leader comes from that kind of mindset, which is a captive mindset. That the leader who can think that I am the central attention, superiority complex. Yeah? Yeah, so it's not only Trump. If we are all educated, if we should not avoid politics. If artists do not want to suffer, we should not avoid politics. Because politics is about policies. And if you don't want your art to suffer, then you must discuss time to time and stand against the things which are